And it goes a little something like.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Real Time Talks podcast. And I'm back here with Peace.
Hi guys.
Okay, so today's episode is going to be about society's views on jobs, society's views on different careers. Personally, I feel like society kind of deems certain roles and certain careers as not as useful or it's not as important as other roles. Like, for example, someone who's in maybe the business career or someone who's in engineering, definitely they would probably rate it higher than someone who is doing something like art or someone in a dance career or someone who does art or something like that. And I feel like the way society views certain jobs kind of downplays what people feel like they want to do, aka what people love to do as well. Because I feel like in society, some people don't really do a job that they love necessarily. They only do it because one, it's a source of income for them, and two, if they were to be doing something that they wanted to do, personally, I don't think maybe the way society would view it as in it's a useless job. Why are you doing it? But in my opinion, I would rather want to do something has a suitable income that I love and enjoy than to do something every single day that I don't like and earn more money. Because yeah, I've earned money, but am I happy? Am I okay? I'm just gonna be depressed because I'm going through a whole kind of like life cycle at this point where I'm stuck with one job, and even though it's gonna be like maybe a 9 to 5 or something every single day, I'm not even gonna love the job. You get what I mean?
Yeah. Society is definitely pushing certain jobs and certain career paths more than others. It makes sense because we're living in a more kind of more financial, based on economics,
Mm,
business related. Those markets, like especially when the introduction of like the stock market came, like in I think the 1980s. Correct me, I don't know the exact date. I don't take economics, but I think when the stock market kind of came in, it really opened a whole variety of businesses to come and play, and how we view business digitally kind of was with technology also pushed that agenda. So when people talk about like the rise of computer science and the rise of technology and digital finance and so it's people are now pushing towards that because there's a lot of money to be made. I think it's called, I can't remember when it's like drop shipping or like stuff like that. I can't remember the exact name, but that's also like booming loads of stuff with business because you can make money easily online. And yeah, the whole business is just, evolving, and it's so easy to do as well, as in to make money quickly. So society is pushing one way to have a career, as in I don't think it's their fault in a way, because that's just how society goes through different stages. Like if you go back like 50 years ago, that wasn't really the case. Different societal changes, like agriculture, because we like when we were in that era, that was the main kind of the booming thing, that people used to work in agriculture, used to be good farmers, whatnot. But now we're in a different type of society whereby different we have different skill sets, different ways of which people can make money, and which ways that economics is shaped. So it makes sense in a way, but I also think society, because we live kind of in a cosmopolitan society, if you say it like that, people need other ways. People have other ways that they can make money, and have other ways like for arts or you know through music that they can make money, but society is not really helping them, because those things are quite valuable. Like arts back in, like I can't remember, like in the 60s used to be like popping, like arts used to be popping, like theatre and whatnot, but it's kind of like decreased now.
yeah.
So it's so like it's just depending on like the era and whatnot. But yeah, it's I definitely think that technology is going to be like, especially like in the near future, it's going to be one of the biggest the biggest areas, like tech. If you can do computer science, that's really
Yeah.
important. Like robots are going to be, it's like
Yeah, that's true.
cars that can't, like, you don't need someone to like physically drive it, or
Oh yeah,
I can't remember.
self-driving cars.
Yeah. So yeah, and I think also the push towards that kind of that side, and I do think that other sectors are falling behind, like
Yeah,
art
100%.
sector, like
Mm,
drawing and just like stuff like that, and the creative music sector is kind of falling behind, and I think those sectors now have to adapt to those kind of, you know what I mean, they have to adapt
yeah,
to
to the new changes going on.
to the new
Mm,
changes. Like if you take like art, it's not like, no one really like, I'm gonna buy, like, in our generation, buy a piece of art. I mean, they can, but it's not really too,
yeah,
it's more like they'll buy like some Instagram, what, you know what I mean,
yeah,
something
like,
that's aesthetically
mm,
pleasing. Like you're not going to go to an art museum and be like, look at all the paintings, and
yeah, some
it's
people
quite
do, but it's
different.
quite
Yeah,
rare.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
quite
yeah,
rare
yeah.
now.
Some people
It's
do,
not,
obviously, but
yeah,
people don't really value art like the way like
they
Picasso
used
and,
to,
yeah, like they used to,
yeah,
like back in those days. So like,
there's,
and like the theater, like I don't hear people being, oh, I'm gonna go to watch this, production, or,
yeah, 100%.
it's not that common, because the tickets are quite expensive, but as well, it's not that
Yeah,
common anymore.
like
But
everything's basically just online
yeah,
now. Like,
yeah,
technology,
online,
yeah, like
yeah. It's
technology
just
has
how
advanced
the
so
world's
much.
basically, it's changed. It's just changed, and
100%.
in a way, there's nothing we can do about it. But I
Then
think we need
honestly,
to
like,
support
mm,
people who go into that career so they don't feel left
yeah,
behind.
and 100%. Like, I feel like technology has advanced so much that
Mm,
even traditional artists, or as in art with a paper and pen, is not even as common anymore, because there's something we call now digital art, like drawing on a
yeah.
tablet. But yeah, so people like normally draw like an iPad or like a tablet, like a canvas tablet or hue on tablet and stuff like that. And it's just, the world is literally just changed. Like, loads of people aren't even like painting on canvases anymore. You just, you draw it digitally. You got your pen that you're going to use on the system, connected to a computer if you're using an iPad, and then boom, straight away it's done. Like, the way everything's just advancing to become like,
Yeah, it's
the
advanced.
world is
Yeah.
going to be basically full of technology in like the next few
Yeah.
years. Like, even like career paths, like, or jobs like retail, for example,
Mm,
people aren't going to be in retail anymore. Like, because recently, I don't know if anyone's known, but I know that it's there's an Amazon shop that's come to the UK now. I think it's in central London, I think. Is it? But I know
I
it's
think
in
I saw.
London. Yeah,
Mm,
I think it's in
yeah.
London. And it's basically, you basically sign in your account, and you basically take whatever you want to take or whatever you want to buy. You scan it, and then they just take the money from your account. Now, like,
Mm,
people they don't need like actual physical individuals, actual in physical human beings to actually come out and actually just scan it for you, give you a receipt, give you a bag, fill up everything. You're doing that yourself. And obviously it is a good, it's a good thing, and it's also a negative thing, because, oh yeah, it's good, it's time consuming, no, time saving, sorry, not time consuming. It saves a lot of time, and also, people don't have to line up as much as they would want to. You buy your things, you leave the shop. That's basically what it is. But then also, like, with technology advancing, people are going to lose, so like, the jobs, people are going to lose so many jobs out there, because that's what people have been living, that's what people have been making an income with. So I feel like within the next few years, people aren't going to have jobs anymore. Even in the business industry, where if things used to be done, like financial transactions and most stuff used to be done or written out, financial statements, I guess, were written out with paper and pen. Now there's
mm,
technology, you can just use Excel, and boom, it's basically done. There's certain stuff that you don't really need to basically use a paper and pen to do anyway. Some of the stuff you don't even need a physical human being to do for you. The machine that does it for you. And I feel like loads of people are going to be losing losing a lot of jobs as like technology is advancing and stuff, which is very bad. But for people who are in the technological sector, it would be like someone like computer science, engineering, and all that stuff, robotics. Like, that's gonna be, and obviously artificial intelligence. That's gonna be very, very good for them. But for the rest of the other people that aren't in that sector, it's just gonna be very troublesome. Like, it's just gonna be very troublesome, and it's just
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be
very
hard to
hard.
find jobs,
Yeah,
because
hard for them to live.
most businesses and most like corporations will turn into those things. So it's
Mm,
then nothing's gonna be turning into help the arts and and those creative sectors. So it just creates like a missing market
Yeah,
that
100%.
maybe the government probably will have to fill one day, but we don't know.
You don't know the future. All of this could happen in a span of like 10 years, 20 years, could happen in like 50 years, maybe a whole century. No one knows, but we do know it's going to happen at some point. Like technology is evolving rapidly. Like we now have obviously again self-driving cars, and obviously look at like trains that can take you from one place to another within like a short period of time. Like everything is just changing rapidly and stuff. But the last point I would probably want to talk about. Oh, sorry, did you want to say something first?
I would say in terms of the craze of acting, I think that's still going on. Like you see Netflix
Yeah,
dramas and like I'm gonna like it's still a business. So that would probably think that aspect will not fade for a long time.
yeah, it wouldn't fade, but
So
I feel like with Netflix obviously streaming series, I feel like most of
yeah,
the series are probably like with actors that are, I can say, kind of popular or people that are popping out there. But with
yeah,
theatre,
true.
it's like random people who have a
Yeah,
well, arts and theatre, or someone who wants to basically start their career from there. It's going to be very hard in the future for them too, because if we keep on seeing the same faces in series, it's going to be hard for us to see different faces as well. But yeah, I get what you mean, though.
mm,
I get what you mean.
mm,
But yeah, the last point I would probably want to make is I don't know if you're not from the UK, I don't know, but in the UK, there's basically a situation going about with NHS workers and them being underpaid and overworked. And recently, the government wanted to raise their salary by 1%, which I feel is very stupid and foolish, because these people are living their lives and you want to basically give them an extra £3.50, which is basically the equivalent to a meal deal at Tesco's or Co-op, and think that, yeah, this is the best thing for them to do, whilst the government and people in parliament are out here asking for pay rises, whilst there's people on the line helping to protect other individuals from COVID, and actually being in an environment where them themselves can catch COVID and send it back home. And the government just wants to kind of disregard their feelings and emotions and decide, you know what, the best thing we would do for them is to probably give them 1% pay rise, and yeah, it should be over, which I find very, very disgusting that the government has actually, because if you deep it, before they actually come out to say stuff like this, they've definitely thought about it. They've definitely had meetings to be like, you know what, let's give them a 1% pay rise. And it's like they all probably thought that was the best thing that they could have done, which is definitely the worst thing they could have done. Whilst they're out there living on basically our money, and these people are just suffering. They have kids at home, people have kids, people have families, and it's just they're just sacrificing their lives and sacrificing their time to actually protect us from obviously this virus, and the government wants to repay them like this. And also they told us that we should obviously clap for the NHS, which I did participate in, because why not? It's a good thing to do. But you're telling us that we should praise the NHS and clap for the NHS, and then this is how you want to repay them for saving basically millions of lives and sacrificing their own time, which I feel like is just very, very, very disappointing in a whole. But yeah,
yeah, that's pretty much the whole. Yeah, you
yeah,
said it all. So
that's
we don't
pretty
want to
much,
make this
yeah. We don't want to
video
make the
too
episode
long.
too
Yeah.
long, but
So
yeah. Guys, make sure you like and subscribe, obviously. Also share. And if you did dislike, please put in the comments why you disliked. If there's anything, constructive criticism you want to give to us as well, please tell us why. And also on our Instagram, we've put up a poll or we've put up a kind of little thing that if anyone wants to help us with marketing, and advertising, that would be really good. Obviously, we aren't really making a living from YouTube right now, so we wouldn't really, you wouldn't really have a salary. But if you do want to volunteer and do help us, our Instagram is real times
I,
underscore talks,
yeah.
real time underscore talks, obviously on Instagram. And if you do want to, get out to us, we're obviously open. We get back to you and stuff like that. But yeah, guys, that's basically what I want to say. So please like, share, subscribe, and yeah, look forward to more videos in the future. Thank you.